Hello friends, so in this video we will solve this problem counting sort 2. So I'll read these statements which are important. That is, the counting sort is used if you just need to sort a list of integers, and rather than using comparison, you create an integer array whose index range covers the entire range of values in your array to sort. So as we have covered in the counting sort 1, we did this part in that counting sort one, and if you want how it is done, then you can watch that counting sort one video which I've created before. And I'll read the s- further statements. Each time a value occurred in original array, you increment the counter at that index, and at the end run through your counting array, printing the values of each non-zero valued index, that number of times. So here we in that part counting sort one, we have just created this counting array, and in this part we have to print the sorted array. So on counting sort one we have stopped over here, that is creating counting sort array, and we have not printed the actual array, sorted array. So in this part we have to print the actual sorted array. So I'll tell you in brief how the counting sort works. So basically, this is our original array which we have to sort, and we'll keep track of how many number of occurrences are there of each number. For example, 1 has occurred 3 times, 2 has occurred only once, and 3 is also occurring only once. So at the index 1, there is 3 written over here. It means that one number 1 has occurred 3 times in this original array, and number 2 has occurred only once in this array as it is on the second index, and number 3 is also occurring only once in the array. So in that way we will get to know that how many number of occurrences are there of each number, looking at the index of that counting sort array, and we'll print that number of uh, numbers of the corresponding indexes. So you will see that there are three number of ones are printed, as here is the 3 for 3 ones, and then only 1 2 and only 1 3. So in that way we'll get the sorted array. So I'll go to the function and I'll start writing code to make this thing happen, that is to get the counting sort array. So firstly I'll create an array, that is counter array, to get our counting, that is how many number of occurrences are there of each number. So for that I'll create this using calloc, and the size of array will be 100, as the numbers they have given, the range is between 0 to 100, and size of each element will be size of int. And after that we have to give the result count, uh, uh, equal to ARR count, at as the number of sorted elements and number of original elements in array will be equal to same. So I'll make it result count equal to ARR count. And after that what we have to do is we have to sort our array. I'll take int I, and then after I'll use a for loop to sort, to get the counting of the number of elements in the array, to make this array, to create this counting array here. So it will be running from I equal to 0 till I equal to error count and I plus plus. And we have to do this one thing, counter, that is whichever number is coming in this original array, uh, that index we have to increment by 1. So I'll keep it in this error of I and plus plus. So this will create our counting sort array like this array. So after completion of this for loop we'll get this array right here in this counter array. So after that, what we have to do is we have to traverse this counter array and we have to print the sorted array. So for that, actually we don't have to print here, we have to return that array. So for that, we'll create another array, that is array result, using calloc function, and size of this array will be size of the original array, that is ARR count, and size of each element will be size of integer. So in this array we'll be going to keep our sorted array. So for that, I'll use another variable int j equal to 0, and then after I'll be using for loop, that is I equal to 0 till I less than 100, as we are going to sort this counter array, and then after I plus plus, that is modification. So in here we will check a condition if the index of this counter variable is 0 or not. So if the index of this counter element is 0, then we have to continue, that is we have to skip uh, further statements, and if this is not true, then we have to go into the else part. So in the else part, we'll be running a while loop and we'll be uh, inserting element into this result array. So the while loop will run till that index part is equal to not equal to 0. So whenever this index parts become 0, we have to break this while loop and we have to come out of it. So after that, we'll just insert element into the result array. That is, we have to insert the index of that. mm, we have to insert the index of this I at the index starting with 0 into this result array. So we have to insert I in the resultant array starting with 0. So after that, after inserting one index, we have to increment this, and next time whenever the counter is equal to 0, then it will come out of the loop and will go into this second iteration of this for loop, and it will keep on inserting into this resultant array till this counter becomes 0, and whenever this while loop breaks, it will go to the for loop next for loop's next iteration, and we check this condition, and this condition is uh, true, uh, then it has to be equal to. So if this condition is true, then it will continue, that it will go into the next iteration of the for loop, and whenever this condition is false, it will go into the else part and will run the while loop and will keep on inserting into the resultant array. So after completion of this external for loop, we just have will get this sorted array and we have to return our sorted array, return result. So this is the code for this. Hopefully it works. So I'll run it to check. So some things are not working. Yes, we have to decrement this count once we insert an element into it. So after that, we have to decrement this count by 1 and it will work. Hopefully it works. So I just found out the error. So it is working fine. So I'll just submit it to check all the conditions. So it is running successfully for all the conditions. So sorry for this error, and do let me know if you have any doubts, and thank you for watching.